Welcome to 5 Pros, 5 Cons, where we talk about 5 things in the game that are shiny and beautiful and 5 things that are not. We're talking Ring Fit Adventure today, a fun role-playing experience where you use a variety of real-life body movements to ruin the dreams of a virtual bodybuilding dragon, and you help out a ring that kind of sounds like Patton Oswalt or Sarah Silverman depending on what voice you use. So, this is a really interesting game. It's chock filled with some great movements, mini-games, different modes, an adventure mode that actually plays out like a full body workout. The game piqued my interest a while back because I do come from a fitness background. You've got this Pilates ring for a controller, you've got the thigh strap, and there's some really cool advice, some really awesome movements. I reckon this game is great for experiencing some new movements and working out in the home. I am critical on a few points, understandably, but without an extra single ado, let's look at the pros and cons. Now at number 5, my first pro is the custom playlists that you can create. So you can string together any of the exercises in the game and create tailored workouts for yourself so you can quickly jump in and out when you don't actually fancy playing the adventure mode. It's a great way to create specific workouts, indoor jogging routines, dance sets and more, facilitating a much quicker method of working out. You can string together anything you want from the options in the game. It's a really cool little mode. Now at number 4, the environments and music. So one of my favourite parts of any RPG, it is music and environments that make up the world. Ring Fit is absolutely no exception. I was really actually taken aback at how nice the opening level was. The music just kind of opens up when you get through these main gates. It feels like this true entrance. You've got the battle themes, they are really wonderful, they're really dynamic as well. They change when you're under attack and they really help you pump out the last few reps. The beat picks up, it pushes you through. You've got factories, rivers, caves and temples to run through. There's plenty of different areas to visit and they just look really cool. They reuse some of the environment, sure, but with the way that they've done it, it just looks glorious and it's great all the same. And number 3, mini-games. So Ring Fit Adventure has these fantastic mini-games that you can play. You use specific movements to play them, so you can fight your friends' high scores in a variety of challenges, and they've all got horrible dad jokes for names like Thigh Rider, Gluten Gallery, Squattery Wheel. They're all a heap of fun and they keep you coming back for more to fight those high scores, those different difficulty levels. And thanks to the recent update as well, you've got a rhythm game mode, which serves as a different type of minigame, kind of that sort of Beat Saber style thing, but with the ring. Really innovative and it keeps the game feeling fresh. At number 2, the advice the game gives. So the advice it gives is great, albeit generic workout advice to ensure that you are working out as best and safely as possible. I love this because sure, this is a video game, but they are treating it like a proper workout program and I think that's wonderful. They give a variety of good cues for each exercise to try and keep you doing the exercise right, and there's the demo model Tip who gives you a visual of it as well. This is great for those who are not confident with certain exercises. They are good at assuring you that you can do it. Ring is very much a positive figurehead in this game, giving you heaps of tips and positive reinforcements through the levels and fights. Maybe a little excessively, who knows. Also, when cooling down, you get a really neat little bit of information about health and wellness, answering some common questions or giving you nutritional advice. It's great to see that it makes working out fun, but it's taking the health part very seriously, which is so important. Now, at number 1, my favourite part of the game is the variety of exercises, split into 4 main categories. You've got arms, legs, abs, and yoga. You've got a great number of different exercises to perform within this game. They're pretty inventive as well with what you can do with the ring and the thigh strap. You've got like the overhead arm circles, hip shakes, planks, archer bow pulls, whatever the hell ring raise combo is meant to be. There are such a great variety on show here. You've got various variations on exercises, like you've got plank and mountain climber. You've got the various warrior poses 1, 2 and 3. You've got variations of squats that do different things, overhead, wide, etc. So you can just keep doing different exercises in the fitness playlists or adventures and vary how you work, hitting most of your muscles pretty well. There are cardio based exercises as well, like the knee raise, the ring raise combo that I mentioned before, so you have the ability to have a varied exercise program in there definitely. Of course, in the adventure you'll focus on just a few attacks since damage makes a difference, but more on that in a bit. All in all, I think the variety in this game is fantastic for getting you doing these movements. Now, for the cons, first up, the ring con.
Why?
Okay, so number 4, jogging. Part of the movements of the game are based around jogging on the spot. This is great, you get that light aerobic recovery between your resistance sets, you also get to raise your heart rate, you can run certain distances, etc. Possibly owing to the thigh strap though, it feels relatively unresponsive. So I can be running at full speed and then suddenly the game will just slow me down when my actual pacing hasn't stopped, my position hasn't changed. Sometimes the high knees needed to get up the stairs or go through water don't register, and it makes those sections a real drudge. If this happened just occasionally, it wouldn't be an issue, but the problem is it does happen on most levels for me. I find it very annoying. Okay, so Ring. It's given that the talking sidekick in an adventure can be annoying. It's pretty much a stereotype. Plenty of examples over time, but Ring is just wired all the time. He's meant to be encouraging, okay, and sweet, and you know, he gives you plenty of advice on the game, and some of it's really useful, which is cool, but some of what Ring says is just really weird. I'm talking about how happy your muscles look. It just feels a bit creepy. And then, well, this horrifying quote.
Your sweat is so shiny and beautiful!
No one wants to hear that. In that tone of voice, when you're sweaty, it will just haunt me for a little bit. Just a little bit. Positivity, you know, it is a great tool in getting yourself to the mark, to making that journey to better health, but damn, Ring just feels like a swing and a miss. Honestly. Also, I don't get why Ring gets a BA but Drago doesn't. I think it's outrageous, it's unfair. Okay, so number 2, generalized advice. Now, as I said, the advice is pretty neat. They've done their research, it's pretty informative. My issue is here, you know, coming from a personal training sort of mindset, is that it is written as if you are the picture of perfect health, perfect human specimen, and do not have any issues whatsoever with your body. It's generic advice, and it doesn't attribute to any postural issues that you may or may not have, so you do need to use your head when listening to the advice. For myself, I ensure that I focus on my knee alignment in lunges and squats because I know about my own knock knee issues. If you don't know about things like this, and you just follow the instruction, you can overwork areas that don't actually need more work. I found that there are notable prophyllic exercises here that work your adductors, but not your abductors, which is an area that is quite easy to unbalance. With the knowledge that you need to balance it, you can then, you know, do some work towards it. You can do some stretches, you can do your own exercises, you know, you've got side lifts, side squat walk, expanded leg abduction, stuff like that. But if you don't know about this and you do just blindly follow the advice, you could potentially exacerbate an issue. It does sound like I'm really dunking on this advice, but you know, I do want to establish that the very vast majority of the advice that this game gives is good. It's just the fact that it is generalized, it is non-specific, it could create an issue if you're not careful. They wouldn't be able to include personalized advice in a game like this, so to be fair, it's not something that would be able to fix. You know, it's not going to put PTs out of work anytime soon. I do recommend you speak to a physician or trainer if you do have concerns about any postural issues you do have, but I do want to establish, I still think Ring Fit is a great tool. Okay, so my number 1 con, unbalanced power in battles. So the Ring Fit workouts are fun and encouraging. Some of the things that they get you to do are kind of counterproductive. At the start of the game, you've got a move for each of the 4 main body parts, which is really cool. You've got the squat for your legs, which is 30 attack power. You have to hold that position for 2 seconds and then come up. That's fine, but one of the appeals for Ring Fit is that it is quite good for beginners, but some people may not be able to do 15 reps of a squat hold with that position. There's a few like this. The plank exercises near the start of the game, fairly weak in power but are very hard on the body if you're not conditioned. And then you get some of the easier exercises like the ring raise combo and the standing arm twist, very easy to do, but they've got much higher attack powers. So as you progress, you're not working out quite as hard, but you are still getting better attacks off. Part of the thesis of this game is that hard work pays off, but in reality, with the adventure mode, it's not that hard work that pays off. You would think that the moves that are more physically demanding would have a higher payoff, but that doesn't actually work like that a lot of the time. That's my major gripe with the battle system of this. Obviously, it does make killing Drago easier, which is good. It makes killing those tanky bosses faster, but hard work yields good results in real life, and nearer the end of the game, it seems like the easier work yields better results, which goes against that mantra. If there was a way of slightly editing the power of the moves, that would be perfect. Okay, so those are my pros and cons for Ring Fit Adventure. I really don't want it to be understated. I really enjoy this game. I feel it is a fun, interesting way to get yourself into working out, and the variety is definitely there, the encouragement is there, the music and the levels are so fun, it's immersive. It's really, really neat. I'm a huge fan of how they got this game working so well and how they've created an easily accessible workout system for 125 Australian dollars. There are some things that they could do. They could definitely tone down Ring a little bit. They could create a better power balance. It would really tighten the game up. Now, I do absolutely recommend this game, even if you are conditioned and fit anyway. It's a delight to play, and it challenges you in multiple ways. Obviously, if you can get hold of it, it's pretty difficult right now. I hope you enjoyed these takes. If you've got any comments, if you tried the game yourself, let me know, give me a shout. I'll see you soon, and remember, your sweat is so shiny and beautiful. Why did I say that?